Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Football Manager World Imperialism. Let's get straight to our wheel, and I should have had that up there, but I didn't. So let's crack on and see where we're going. We are heading to Jacoro in Slovenia, I believe. Oh, no, actually, no. I think that's El Salvador. It's just awkward being that name. So let's spin the arrow and see which way we're going to go first, and then I'll try and figure it out. Yes, so they're going west. I don't know why I celebrated them going west, but let's head over to our South American map. North American map. They're in the middle. So this team here, this blue team, is Jacoro, and as they're going west, they will play against Municipal Limeño. So Jacoro versus Municipal Limeño, both sides from El Salvador, and Jacoro are the favourites. They've already won one game before, so they probably, well, it helps them, doesn't it? And here we go, game 1 of episode 18, and it's a 1-0 win for Jacoro. They've kept up their winning streak of 2 games now. German Aguila, the goal scorer after 64 minutes, and that was literally everything in the game, bar a yellow card. So let's see if any of the municipal players are going to go over and join Jacoro. Three players right off the bat. That's a good result for them. Let's see who they're going to get. They're going to get Gilberto Beres, Ever Alvarado, and Luis Angel Landon. And so Jacoro have taken the land here in El Salvador from Municipal Limeño. Let's go back to our wheel and see which way where we're going to head to next. And it's going to be, I believe that's Venezuela, and it's Monagas SC, and they will be heading northwest, sorry, and then the other one who went east, not west. Either way, before I got massively confused. Let's go over to Venezuela then, in South America, up here, and we're going to try and find, was it Monagas, sorry. So this team here in the dark blue is Monagas, and unfortunately the position they're in, I know people like it when they go challenging different continents and different clubs, but for me it's a bit of a nightmare. So they're going to go and move up into North America because of the way that their arrow is pointed. So yeah, it's going to hit in the very south region of Cuba. So let's go over to our, it is Cuba, isn't it? Let's go over to our North American map. Yeah, it's Cuba. So it's going to hit Holguin. So we have Monagas from Venezuela versus Holguin from Cuba. Obviously, the Venezuelan side, Monagas, are much the favourite here. Let's see how this one goes. It's a 6-0 win for Monagas. It was written in the stars, pretty much. So let's break it down a bit. Jacobo Cufati scored the first of his 3 goals on 11 minutes. Even Anderson scored on 18 to make it 2-0, before Yankiel Marquez was sent off for Holguin to make matters much more difficult for them. Jacobo Cufati got his second of the game for the penalty spot on 39, and then even Anderson got his second on 43. So it's 4-0 at half time. Going into the second half, Jose Murillo scored on the 56th minute. 2 minutes later, Cufati completed his hat-trick to make it 6-0, and then they must have just took the foot off the pedal. There are 2 players with 10s as well, which is pretty impressive. So well done, Monagas. Let's see if they're going to get any of the Holguin players. I don't think they'll need them. Cuba's not exactly known for its footballing pedigree. They're going to get 1 player though, and that 1 player from Holguin is going to be René Malblanche. So Monagas have made their way into the south of Cuba here. It's going to be a fertile land to take over, but not necessarily to make them better. Let's go back to our wheel and see which way we're going to go, or where we're going to go. I've got to stop saying which way. It eventually will sink in. And this one is Nigeria. In the last episode we had one which I thought was Nigeria but ended up being Niger. This is Nigeria, and it is Abia Warriors, and they are going to head north and slightly to the west. West and slightly to the north. So let's go over to our map of Africa and zoom into Nigeria. So this red team here is Abia Warriors, and as they were going mainly west, slightly to the north, they're still going to come up against Enugu Rangers. So our all Nigerian match between Abia Warriors and Enugu Rangers. Enugu Rangers have played one game already. They beat Heartlands. Abia Warriors are making their debut, and it's quite close in terms of odds. Enugu Rangers slight favourites. So we're going to see if Enugu Rangers can keep up their winning run. They can just about. It's a 2-1 win over Abia Warriors. 2 goals from Godwin Obajay. Both sides of a Collins Nuwaburoki. Oh, good. Nuwaburoki. Either way, he's out. So let's see if any of the Abia Warriors are going to go and join them. Please don't be him. No, anyway, so it's not going to be him. He's out of the competition. I won't have to ever say his name again. So Enugu Rangers carrying on, building more land around here. I just didn't get any players this time. See how far they can get through Nigeria. Let's go over to our wheel and see who we're actually going to get next. And it's going to be Cosmopolites. It'll be from Haiti. So let's see which way they're heading. They're going to head west. That is west this time. So let's go over to our North American map again and find Haiti. Okay, so this team here with the very light grey background is Cosmopolites, and they will be fighting up against Arcahaï. I think I remember struggling with them last time. They have 2 bits of land here in... I'm just moving you all over the place. Let's just move you back. 2 bits of land here in Haiti, so a win here for Cosmopolites would take both bits of land. A win for Arcahaï obviously will just add this bit of land to their already burgeoning amount. So Cosmopolites versus Arcahaï. Arcahaï, I assume, are going to be the favourites. They are. They've already won 1 game, so they've got some players. Let's see if Arcahaï can keep their winning run up. Yes they can. 5-2 they've won after extra time, that is, though. So it went this way. Edouard Lubin scored the first goal for Cosmopolites after 3 minutes. Franz Piton equalised on 50 minutes before Gerard Joseph regave Cosmopolites the lead on 58 minutes. Then, with 10 minutes to go, Mark Belder equalised for Arcahaï, and it went to extra time. 3 minutes into extra time, Jacques Prevel was sent off for Cosmopolites, which obviously ruined their attempt at whatever game plan they had, which was clearly working for a bit. So Franz Piton got his second of the game on 99 minutes. Ossie Charles got his first on 110, and then his second 1 minute into injury time. As you can see, Cosmopolites had 3 shots, all 3 on target, 2 of them went in. So whatever their game plan of defending and just hitting them on the break, I assume, was working for them. It was just unfortunate that Prevel got sent off. Let's have a look and see if any of Cosmopolites players are going to go across and join Arcahaï. Just the one, and that one player will be Jacques Preval, who got sent off. So we can see Arcahaï here have taken the extra land here in the north. They still have this bit down in the south as well, due to the way the Haitian map, or lay of the land, should we say. Let's head back to our wheel and see where we're heading next. And we're going to go to AS Fan back in Niger. So back to Africa again. Could it actually be a match involving a Niger side, which isn't Nigelec? This is AS Fan, maybe not. Oh, and I haven't spanned the wheel yet, so the arrow yet. So let's see. Because if they go to the east, they might be playing them. No, they're going directly south, so they are going to avoid Nigelec. So AS Fan will play Majestic SC, who are actually not a Niger side. So this game is AS Fan of Niger versus Majestic SC from Burkina Faso. Majestic have already entered Niger and have a better chance of winning this game according to the odds. And here we go. Let's see. It is a 3-1 win for Majestic. They carry on their invasion of Niger. So Asmir Kafando gave Majestic the lead after 32 minutes. 4 minutes later, Maruf Salisu equalised for AS Fan. It was 1-1 at half time. Then Henok Bellem scored on the 62nd minute to give Majestic the lead before they rounded the match off with the third goal from Salif Bagayogo. Let's see if any of the AS Fan players are going to go and join Majestic. It's just going to be the one, and that one player is going to be Ibrahim Maru. So Majestic now making even more inroads into Niger. They've actually cut off AS Douanes de Niamey from any other of their fellow countrymen. So it would be interesting to see if Majestic can keep this run going. Let's head over to our wheel and see who we're going to see next. So far we've had Africa and South America. And North America, sorry. And we're going to India. So we're going to get to Asia. It's Mohun Bagan. And they are heading south. So I think Mohun Bagan are in the south of India. Yes, they are. And... oh, wait, no. I was just about to say they're going to go off the map, but they're not, because they entered into Sri Lanka, and so this is where they're actually based from, or based at the moment, and they are going to go down and attack defenders, which is slightly poetic. So Mohun Bagan of India versus defenders of Sri Lanka. Mohun Bagan are going to be huge favourites. They are. I don't see defenders doing well in this. And we're going to go into the game, and I've not been proven wrong, I've been proven right. 3-0 win for Mohun Bagan. There's another sending off. We keep getting a lot of sending offs more recently. Players do not want to get invaded, I guess. Weird, eh? So it was 0-0 at half time, but then Anwar Ali broke the deadlock on 49 minutes. Good, I'm glad these have gone. Kevit Yagalage Pushpa Kumara was sent off for defenders on 56 minutes before Nuno Reis scored on the 70th, and Dimitri Petratos rounded the game out with the third goal on 79. Let's head over to our wheel to see if any of the Sri Lankan players, defenders, are going to go across and join Mohun Bagan. It's going to be the one, and that player will be Asikur Rahuman Alawadin. So Mohun Bagan are continuing their conquering over here in Sri Lanka, though I do like how they've got Supergiant on their logo, as if they keep going that way, mind you, Sri Lanka's not huge, but if they go further up and keep the winning run up, they've won 3 on the bounce now, they may become a Supergiant in this challenge. Let's spin our wheel and see where we're going now. And it's going to be GRSE Wanderers in MRI, which is Mauritius. I don't know why I had to check that. That does sound obvious. So Mauritius are here. No, that's the Maldives. Mauritius are in Africa. So this orange team here is GRSE Wanderers. I haven't actually spun the arrow though, so we'll see which way they're going to go. Hopefully it's somewhere eastish. There we go. So westish, eastish would have taken us anywhere. So they are going to be going up against AS Vakos Phoenix. So GRSE Wanderers versus AS Vakos Phoenix. They are both Mauritian teams, and GRSE Wanderers are much the favourites. That's a difficult way of saying it. So we're going to see which way this hangs, and it has actually gone to AS Vakos Phoenix, who weren't the favourites, as we saw. GRC Wanderers were. but they've been beaten. They didn't have a shot on target in the entire game. There was only one shot on target across the entire game, and it went to Vakwas Phoenix, obviously, who won 1-0, 85th minute. Brian Sitora, the goal scorer. So let's see if any of the GRSE Wanderers players are going to go across and join Phoenix. And it's going to be just the one, and that one player is going to be a coin toss. And that coin toss lands on tails, so it's going to be Arthur Buzzen. So AS Vakwas Phoenix have taken the land off the GRSE Wanderers. My brain keeps wanting me to say GCSE, but that was a long time ago. Let's head over to our wheel and see where we're going to go. And it is Moss in Norway. So I think we've seen Moss already. Let's spin the wheel. Arrow. I'm going north-ish. So let's head to Europe. Our first time in Europe today. Or in this episode, should I say. Moss are the yellow team here. With a bit of a right angle. And if they're going north, they're going to go up against Kongsvinger. So we are seeing Moss again after they took out Lynn. A comfortable 6-0 win. Is that the last episode of the episode before? It's recent. They are a second division Norwegian side. And they are up against another second division Norwegian side in Kongsvinger. So let's see who the favourite is here. And it's actually Kongsvinger, despite Moss's heroics in their last game. So we'll see if the result matches the odds. And into the game we go. Let's see which way it goes. It's gone to Kongsvinger after extra time. So Moss's heroics. Oh wow, we've just seen the way that the game played out as well. Moss's heroics against Lynn have basically come to nothing. So Kongsvinger took the lead in the 90th minute. It was Joachim Holtan, the goal scorer, before 3 minutes later a penalty from Thomas Clementson Jakobsen equalised for Moss. So it went to extra time, at which point Joachim Holtan scored in the 107th minute and then completed his hat-trick 3 minutes into it, injury time, right at the end of the game, 123rd minute or 120 plus 3. So let's see if any of the Moss players are going to go across and join Kongsvinger. And it's going to be, just one by about a pixel. So let's see which one player from Moss it's going to be. It's going to be William Sell, who's going to go and join. So Kongsvinger have taken Moss's land after Moss had taken Lynn's land, and Lynn's player, who was William Sell, Kongsvinger have taken him too. So basically William Sell is on a bit of a journey at the moment. So we will go back to our wheel, but I'm going to get changed. And when I say get changed, I mean record the next bit another night. So back to our wheel, and let's see which way we're going to go. And we're heading to Seychelles, St. Louis Suns United. So let's see which way they're going to spin to. And they're going to go to the east. So let's head over to Africa. And I believe this is going to be the Seychelles, because I got it mixed up with one of the other island nations, Mauritius. So this grey background one is St. Louis Suns United, and if they're going east, they will go up against PTL Bazaar Brothers. So we have St. Louis Suns United versus PTL Bazaar Brothers, both teams from the Seychelles. It is the first time we visited the Seychelles, so we're down to just 19 teams left, 19 countries left. Down to 19 teams, chance to be a fine thing, wouldn't it? Down to 19 countries left, which we haven't visited yet. We only have one African nation left within that. So let's go into here and see that St. Louis Suns are the big favourites of this one. Let's see how it goes. Into the actual game we go. And it's a 4-0 win for St. Louis Suns. We're the favourites for a reason. So Elijah Tambu scored the first goal after 7 minutes, followed by a Shane Poole goal on 13 minutes to give St. Louis Suns a rapid start to the game. But that's how it stayed until half-time. Into the second half, and Hubert Jean scored on 58 before Elijah Tambu got his second of the game on 94 minutes. So let's see if any of the PTL Bazaar brothers are going to go across and join St. Louis Suns. I couldn't remember the name. Just the one player, and that one player is going to be it's going to be a heads or tails. I just noticed how bad they are though, so it doesn't really matter too much, but it's going to be Michael Pascal. So St. Louis Suns have taken the first bit of land in the Seychelles. Let's go back to our wheel and see who we're going to get next. And we're going to head to Djurgårdens in Sweden. Let's see which way they're going to head. They're going to go north, so over to Europe. Oh, we're already near here. Let's see if I can just see Djurgårdens. So this is Djurgårdens over here. They'll be quite well known to those who played the very early versions of either Football Manager or Champ Manager. I can't remember which one it was, but Tonton Zola Makuku was there, a 15-year-old. He turns out quite good in the game. Alas, his career did not go quite as well. I think he ended up at Derby at one point, quite early on when they were a Premier League side. But obviously way before he could probably theoretically make his debut. Anyway, Djurgårdens, they're going to go north, so they'll be going up against AIK. So our all Swedish matchup between Djurgårdens and AIK. Djurgårdens are the slight favourites. It's not too much in it though. Let's see which way this one goes. And it's just about gone to Djurgårdens. It's a 2-1 win. So Jeppe Ockels scored after 43 minutes to give Djurgårdens the lead, but John Guidetti, oh wow, John Guidetti, I remember him, equalised just into injury time for AIK to give it a 1-1 scoreline at the break. Into the second half, and then a penalty from Marcus Danielsson gave Djurgårdens the lead on 53, and that's the way it stayed. Incredibly, what's the word, even here. 13 shots apiece, 6 on target apiece, and then there was 1%, well, 2% difference in possession, but you can't have 1%, can you? So, unless it's really not getting into it. 51% to 49% possession, and the 2-1 win. That's what we've got here. So AIK, let's see if any of their players are going to go across and join. It's going to be just about 1. It was nearly 3. So that one player is going to be Anton Seletros. So Djurgårdens have taken this land here away from AIK. Let's go over to our wheel and see where we're heading next. And it's going to be Gyeonggongop. And that's North Korea, PRK, People's Republic of Korea. And they are going to go north here in this dark blue team, and they are going north, so they will go up against Dalian Jixing of China. We have Gyeonggongop of North Korea versus Dalian Jixing. Really bad with Chinese pronunciation, so apologies for that. They should be the favourites. They're not. Okay, Gyeonggongop are massive favourites for this one. I was not expecting that, but we go with it. So, we're going to see how the match goes. I think I just realised when I said about thinking that the North Korean side were going to be not the favourites. I just, because of how North Korea is in terms of the way that they basically shun the outside world and are pretty isolated, my brain automatically thinks that they're not going to be very good. But I mean, they've made a World Cup fairly recently, haven't they? They didn't do great, but they made it, and they have won on this one. It's not a World Cup, but they have won on this occasion, should I say. It was 0-0 at half time, but then John Il-young gave Gyeonggongop the lead. Gyeonggongop the lead after 49 minutes, and then Kim Hyuk-sung doubled that lead just 2 minutes later, and then doubled his own tally on 63 minutes to give Gyeonggongop a 3-0 lead. Kim Hyung-hun then missed a penalty on 73 minutes, gave the chance for Gyeonggongop to possibly go 4-0 up there, but didn't take it. And then for Dalian Jixing, they got their consolation in the 93rd minute, right at the end of the game, through Liang. So let's see if any of the Dalian players are going to go across and join Gyeonggongop. Getting more used to saying that now. No, none of them. Okay, well, there we go. So Gyeonggwangap have taken this land here in China. Interesting. For me, at least. Let's go back to our wheel and see where we're heading. It's Stjarnan in Iceland, and they are going to go to the west. So, over to Iceland in, obviously, Europe. Staying just basically around Scandinavia, aren't we? Stjarnan are this blue team here, and if they're going directly to the west, they're going to be going up against, oh no, Afturelding. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So we have Stjarnan of Iceland versus Afturelding of Iceland. Stjarnan the favourites by a fair margin here. So let's go into it and see which way this goes. Is it going to go to Stjarnan? It does, and it's just so much happened in this game. Okay, so let's take it from the very beginning. Gudmundur Magnusson scored after 10 minutes for Afturelding before Orvar Eggertsson equalised after 19 minutes, and then just 2 minutes later Damil Dankalu scored a penalty to give Stjarnan the lead into the second half, and Gudmundur Magnusson got his second of the game on 58 minutes, and that's the way it stayed into extra time. In extra time, Axel Oscar Andreasen was sent off for Afturelding for 2 bookable offences. I'm just double checking that Stjarnan didn't have anyone sent off, because it's a long way down with all the bookings they had. So Stjarnan had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players booked over the course of the match. Afturelding 3 players booked, but one of them was booked twice, which obviously didn't help. So it went down to penalty shootout, and there was just the one miss, and that miss was for Afturelding. Sigmarsson missed, giving Stjarnan the win. They actually were outshot in the game, but did have more possession. Let's have a look and see if any of the Afturelding players are going to go across. My mouth stopped actually pronouncing words there. It's just going to be the one, and it's going to be Luke Cassie. So Stjarnan have taken Afturelding's land over here. I did actually notice that Afturelding had beaten Fram earlier in the series, and Fram was still hanging around here for some reason. So Stjarnan have actually got that land as well. I don't know how I've missed an actual team losing. Wow. I don't know how I've missed an actual team on the map. Removing one. I've been racking my brain to think, how would I have done it, unless it had been right early on when I was horrendously exhausted from trying to do this a different way, which did not work nicely at all. I think the first few games were taking 45 to 50 minutes each. It's it's so much quicker this way. I mean, I still take a lot of time because I do end up having to look around at things and talking too much. So let's go to our wheel and see where we're going to go next. And it is going to be Shabab Daharia, and we're back in Palestine. Surely we've been to Palestine more than any other country, it feels like. Well, maybe Cameroon. And they're going northeast, so let's go over to Palestine again. So this purple team here on the west bank of Palestine is Shabab Daharia, and with the way that the arrow is actually pointing, they're going to go across and literally fight another Palestinian team in the other league, which is Kadamat Shatia. So the all-Palestinian match between Shabab Daharia versus Kadamat Shatia. Shabab Daria are actually the favourites for this one. Kadamat Shatia have won a game already. They won against another Palestinian side. I just can't remember which name it was. It's probably on here. Ittihad Khan Yunis. So can we see if they are the favourites for a reason? They are, and so they won 4-0, and all 4 goals were scored by Rami Al Musalma. Ishmael Kasem missed a penalty on 37, so as well. But Al-Salma's goals were scored in the 6th, 29th, 54th and 81st minute. So they were 2-0 up when they got the penalty, but he didn't actually take the penalty at that point, which is unusual. Usually there is an option within Football Manager where you can tick, so if a player's on a hat-trick, they will take the penalty. Clearly that's not been ticked by the assistant. But well, he did complete his hat-trick and went one further. So let's see if any of the Kadamak Shatir players are going to go and join them, as I completely lose where I'm going. It's just going to be the one, and that one player is going to be Marwan Tarabin. So Shabab Daria have now entered into the Gaza Strip area, or league, or section of Palestine. I don't know what to quite class it as. Let's go back to our wheel and see where we're going to head next. And it's going to be Guyana, I think, and it's Mile Rock. And they are going to go south. So let's head over to Guyana, South America, even though they're classed as North America on this because they qualify in CONMEBOL. Which one is it? CONCACAF, CONMEBOL, I can't remember which one. North America. So this is Guyana. We just need to find Mile Rock. So Mile Rock are this lilac colour here, and if they're going pretty much south, they will be going up against Fruta Conquerors, and I just moved that by mistake. There we go. So a all Guineas match between, I think it's Guineas, Mile Rock versus Fruta Conquerors, and Fruta Conquerors look to be quite overwhelming favourites to win. So can Fruta Conquerors conquer Mile Rock? Wow, no, they most definitely can't. They have got absolutely destroyed. 7-0 to Mile Rock. It was 2-0 at half time. Kashif Kelman after 6 minutes and Walter McKenzie after 35. Into the second half, Dion Joseph made it 3-0 on 47 before Kanata Mannings missed a penalty for Fruta Conquerors, their one chance to do anything in the game. They were punished 3 minutes later, Dion Joseph getting his second of the game, making it 4-0. Then Walter McKenzie got his second of the game, making it 5-0. Dion Joseph then completed his hat-trick on 71 before Anthony Richards finished the game off in the 88th minute for Mile Rock's 7th goal. So let's see if any of the Fruta Conquerors are going to go across and join Mile Rock. And it's going to be just about one. And that one player from Fruta Conquerors is going to be Domini Garnett. So Mile Rock have now made all this land theirs. I couldn't think of what to say there. Let's move on to our wheel and see where we can go next. And it is Watton in, I believe that's Barbados. We will see once we... not like that. We'll spin the arrow. They're going... Well, it's west, slightly to the south. So Barbados are North America, and they are one of the many islands. This pinky purple background here is Watton, and they were going west and slightly to the south, but it's not south enough to make them leave the island, so they will be going up against UWI Blackbirds. And again, this is our first time visiting Barbados. Lovely place, as you can see. So Watton versus UWI Blackbirds of Barbados. UWI Blackbirds are huge favourites for this one going into it, but that obviously didn't help Fruta Conquerors in the Guianese match. So let's see how the Barbadian one goes. And in we go. And it's a penalty win for Watton after saying how much UWI Blackbirds were the favourites. It was actually a very, very close game as well, 50-50 on possession too. So Kenville Brewster gave Watton the lead after 46 minutes, a minute after half time, before Armando Braithwaite equalised for UWI Blackbirds 3 minutes into stoppage time at the end of the game. So it went to penalties, and there was two misses for Blackbirds, one of them being Braithwaite. Stanford was the other So it's a 4-2 penalty win for Watton. Let's see if any of the UWI Blackbird players are going to go across and join them. Just the one. And that one player will be Ronaldo Bailey. So Watton now own the south of Barbados. Let's head over to our wheel, see where we're heading next. And it's going to be Football Club Aktobi in, I believe, Kazakhstan. There's not many which start with KAZ. And they are going to go south, slightly to the east. So Kazakhstan is based in Asia. So that's Football Club Aktobi. This one with the magenta. I'm just making these up now. And they are going to go south. Oh, so they actually do come down here and play Turon Yaipan of this country. I can't recall the name of. So Aktobi of Kazakhstan versus Turon Yaipan of Uzbekistan. I should have known that really. Turon Yaipan are a second division Uzbeki side, so I assume Aktobi are going to be huge favourites, and they are. So let's see how this one goes. It should be a win for Aktobi. And it's not. They've lost on penalties after a 0-0 draw. So they dominated the game really. Bogdan Vatejelu missed a penalty in the 71st minute for Aktobi, which would have seen them through to win, but they went to a penalty shootout and carried on missing penalties. Gondol and Orazov both missed for Aktobi. Tosh Timurov missed for Turan Yaipan, but they ended up progressing 5-4 on penalties. So any of the Aktobi players are going to go across to the Uzbeki side. We'll have a look. Just the one, and that one player is going to be Freddie Gondola. Great name. So Turan Yaipan upsetting the odds and moving into Kazakhstan here. We're going to go back to our wheel, but again I'm having another costume change because I am shattered. So back to our wheel, and let's see where we're going to head now. And we're going to go to it's Côte d'Ivoire, isn't it? Sorry, Zoman FC, Ivory Coast is the other name they go by, and they're going southwest. So let's head over to our African map and come out of the Seychelles, I think that was, and over to Ivory Coast. So this light blue light blue side is Zoman FC, and after they're going southwest, that's worrying because I don't think it's going to hit next door. Let's double check with the arrow. Okay, so this goes through the centre of the logo. I know it doesn't look much, but it does. And as you can see, they are going to be heading too far south, no matter what side of that little arrow bit they put it on, to hit there. So they're going to go and fight someone else, potentially. They might end up ending down in Antarctica. So we'll need to go onto our world map. Just for those confused, I basically took a line from the back of this small arrow to basically where I could see the end of the arrow, and it landed in the middle of the ocean here, obviously, because once I started zooming out you can't see it. So I took the coordinates at the bottom here to where I would needed to put this arrow, and as you can see we're going to carry on further down. You can see it goes straight through that arrow there at that angle. So we now have a bigger arrow to see what we're actually dealing with. Uh-oh. Is this going right the way down? It is. It's going to hit right down here at the base of Argentina, or right near the base of Argentina. And so if we go to our South American map, I think that might be Nublense, because they won last time. Yes, so it's Nublense of Chile who are going to play Zoman of the Ivory Coast. So Zoman FC of the Ivory Coast versus Nublense of Chile. Nublense are going to be the favourites here because they are a better side, really. But it could be interesting. Nublense had just taken that south bit of Argentina in the last video, possibly, maybe the one before it. And then, yeah, we've got them potentially going all the way over to Africa now. So let's see how this goes. Into the game we go. Are New Blent's going to survive? They do just. Okay, so they scored after 11 minutes through Ismael Sosa to give them a 1-0 lead, and then had Esteban Valencia sent off on 25 minutes. That was all that happened in the game, really. There was a booking before that, obviously. They had less shots than Zoman, but obviously with the 10 men, that probably does kind of make sense. But it is Zoman who've gone out. New Blent's do move into Africa. So let's see if any of the Zoman players are going to go across. Sorry. It's just going to be the one player, and that one player is going to be Uzumani Zanetti. No, it might not be. Sorry, there's two of them again. Let's heads and tails it. Heads, it is going to be Uzumani Zanetti. I don't know why I went like that. Zanetti. So New Blent's have taken the land here at the southeast corner of the Ivory Coast. So let's head over to our wheel and see where we're going to go next. If my speech is a bit weird tonight, or this section of the video, I had a tooth taken out yesterday, so it's near the back, but just occasionally I'll catch myself and sound a bit weird. So Zanakala of, I assume, Madagascar are going to go next, and they are heading north. So let's head over to Madagascar as a way of potentially being there. What did I say they were called? Zanakala. Yep, there they are. That's easy enough. Zanakala here, the yellow team, or the yellow background, should I say, yellow and green badge, and they're going north, so they're going to go up against CSDFC. So this is an all Madagascan clash between Zanakala. Zanakala. I don't know why I got wrong there. And CSDFC, and CSDFC are the favourites. I think they're called Disciples. I'm not sure about the rest of it, but the D definitely stands for Disciples. And they're much the favourite. Okay, we're just about to go into this game, and I have remembered that Madagascar have got some of the longest and most ridiculous names. Ridiculous in terms of difficult to say, not ridiculous as in weird names. Probably quite normal for the country, but they're up there with Sri Lanka of teams I really don't want to say the goal scorers for. Good, 4-1. So let's try and pull this apart. Okay, so Tendri Randrianrigiona Randrianarigiona scored his first on 9 minutes for Disciples, we're going to call him. Elio Mbola Tovo equalised from the penalty spot for Zanakala on 15 minutes. It was 1-1 at half time. Into the second half, and Tendri got his second of the game. I'm not going to say his name again, if I can help it. To make it 2-1 to CFDFC, Disciples. Don't even listen to myself, do I? And then, oh no, Andoniaina Randrianraiosoa scored on 62 minutes, and then Tobisoa Njakanirina scored her Disciples' fourth goal on 73 minutes. I'm not going to hang around here too long. See if any of these Zamakala players are going to go across. Oh, this is difficult. Oh, good, 2. Yeah, I'm about right. So, 2 players from Zanakala are going to be, Tovo. So the goal scorer, Elio Mbola Tovo, and Frederick Raza Findraibi. That'll do. So, DFC, as you can see, our Disciples is now more legible on the logo now that we've made them bigger, and they've taken land here in Madagascar. So, let's go back to our wheel and hope we don't get either. My worst nightmare would be a team from Sri Lanka playing a team from Madagascar, I think. That would just kill me off. We're going to get back to, is that the Republic of Congo? I think it is. And it's ASJUK. And they are heading relatively south. So, staying in Africa still. And then looking at the map, it's not easy to recognise where you're looking with the country borders. I was way off. So this is ASJUK, ASJUK, and they said they were going south, slightly to the west, but it's a diagonal border against them anyway, so they'll be going up against CSMD Diables Noirs. So our Republic of Congo match, or Congo match in general, is ASJUK versus Diables Noirs. Sorry, is that Black Devils? I'm not sure what Diables is. Could be. Either way, Noir is black in French. I assume that goes at the front if you're doing it in terms of language, in the same way that if you said, I don't know, green t-shirt in Spanish, it's camiseta verde. Don't ask why I know that. Let's go and see who the favourite is. The favourite is Diables Noirs. So let's see if they live up to that. So into the game we go. Let's find out the winner. The winner is comfortably Diables Noirs. Let's just check how it went down. They were 4-0 up by half time, with goals from Jimmy Bayindula on 15 minutes and 32 minutes. He got 2. Carl Wunder got 1 in between. Wunder, great. On 24 minutes, and then Hardy Binguila scored on 39 to give them that 4-0 lead at half time. Into the Carl Wunder also missed a penalty on 12 minutes, but his goal on 24 rectified that miss. So into the second half, and Taikoro Bupumela scored a penalty on 51 minutes for ASJ UK. Possible start of the comeback, but then no. Ishmael Basompa got himself sent off on the 62nd minute, which killed off any chance of them making a unlikely as it was comeback. And then Laurie Nkolo scored in the 87th minute to round it all off. Let's see if any of the ASJ UK players are going to go across and join Diables Noirs. Just the one, and that player is going to be Rochelle Makiese. So Diables Noirs have made ground up here in the Republic of Congo. I'm struggling there. Let's go over to our wheel and see where we're heading next. And it's Duhok in Iraq. So let's see which way they're heading. Pretty much the same way, south, slightly to the west. Let's head over to our Asian map and into Iraq. So this team here with the kind of mustardy background, the blue and yellow badge, is Duhok. And if they're going south, anywhere south to be fair, they're going to hit Erbil. So for the more eagle-eyed of you, or the ones who remember, we've already had Duhok play a match before, and they did play Erbil in that match and won 3-0. I've just clearly not updated the map. So Duhok are going to go south. I'm just going to move them roughly here to see. They will, because that's roughly the middle, isn't it? I will be sorting out the actual thing. God. And they'll be going up against Al Shorter, I hope. So Duhok versus Al Shorter, both Iraqi sides. I think Al Shorter is slightly better. They are. So despite Duhok's one win already, they're still coming up against a stronger side here. So a win for them here would be really good, but it would have to be upsetting the odds. This is the game. Let's go into it. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's go in. And it's a 6-2 win for Al Shorter. So they were the favourites, and they have proved it comfortably in the end. Lots of shots in this game. 28-14. Huge amount of possession for Al Shorter, to be fair. So, Yannick Zachary gave Duhok the lead after 20 minutes before Ali Husni equalised, and then Mohamed Ali scored on 35 minutes to give Al Shorter the lead at 2-1 at half time. Then we had to wait till the 67th minute for a penalty from Allah Abdul Zahra to make it 3-1 to Al Shorter. And then the goals came thick and fast. 72 minutes, Ali scored his second. 79, he completed his hat-trick. And 81, he rubbed it in a bit more and got his fourth. Luis Hinestroza scored a consolation for Duhok near the end on 84 minutes, but it was far too little too late. 6-2 in the end. So let's see if any of the Duhok players are going to go across and join Al Shorter. It's just going to be the one. That one player is going to be the second goal scorer for them, Luis Hinestroza. So Al Shorter now have taken over Duhok's land, but also Erbil's land as well, which I've neglected to actually update on the map. These are more the things which I can actually do after the fact. I mean, Erbil would have not have come up on the wheel. No one attacked them, and if they did, they would have realised they don't exist on my list. So that's when I would have noticed my mistake. Thankfully, I've got things in place to notice these things, and hopefully these were. I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember when these actually happened, or like the actual match happened. It could have been quite a while ago. It could have been a couple of weeks ago. Who knows? I've been through so many like operations and all sorts while I've been recording these things. So it's yeah. Let's carry on. Let's go to our wheel, and we'll see. I shouldn't be going under the knife again anytime soon. I should be all right for the time being. That's a name and a half. Football Club Kaiserlorda, and that's Kazakhstan, and it's unfortunately got 3 Ks in a row. Going southeast, so we'll stay in Asia and we'll head up to Kazakhstan, which is this huge country at the top. So this red team here with the wolf on the logo is Football Club Kaiserlorda, and they are heading southeast, so they will go up against Maktaral. So when I said about Madagascan players' names and Sri Lankan player names, we'll throw Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, those teams in there as well, because some of them are horrendous. A lot of Qs. So our all Kazakh match between Kaiser and Maktaral. Let's see who the favourite is. Kaiser are the favourite. That was Kaiserslautern, just in case you didn't realise. So they are the favourites. So let's see which way this goes. Are Kaiser going to live up to their tag? No, they've lost. Of course they have. 2-0 to Maktaral, and the goals were from Ruslan Yudenkov and Nurzan Dandibayev. That was in the 57th minute and the 75th minute, so 0 at half time. 2 goals in the second half. Let's see if any of the Kaiser players are going to go across and join Maktaral. And just going to be the one. I know that one player is Duman Nazildayev. So Maktaral have taken Kaiser's land here in the south of Kazakhstan. Let's go back to our wheel, see where we're heading. We're going to go to Calon in Sierra Leone. So we're back to Africa, and they are heading, don't know what I was going to say, north, slightly to the north, but mainly west. So let's head back over to Africa, back over to Africa, and into Sierra Leone, which is this nice roundish looking one, and we're looking for FC Calon. Calon is this blue team here, and if they're going north slightly to the west, sorry, west slightly to the north, they are going to actually hit Lamboy here on the coast. So are all Sierra Leone, there's a word for it, but I can't remember what the actual word is, match between Calon and Lamboy. Calon are huge favourites in this one, so let's see if they live up to it. And in we go. And it is a 2-0 win for Calon. They did live up to their favourites tag, just about. To be fair, on terms of stats and position of play, they were much the better side. Julius Goba scored the first goal a minute into injury time in the first half to give them a 1-0, to give Calon a 1-0 lead at half time. Prince Barry got the second in the second half for Calon on 67 minutes, and that's all she wrote. So let's have a look and see if any of the Lamboy players are going to go across and join Calon. It's just going to be the one, and that one player is going to be Ibrahim Silar. Oh no, it's not. I mean, it might be, but they've got 4 players all on the same current ability, and that current ability is 8. That's 8. So no wonder they lost. I'm surprised they only lost 2-0. So we're going to have to spin a wheel, and we're going to have to add an extra line on here to see whether or not. Good job, that was still muted. And it's the third player on the list, so that's Mohamed Bakayoko. So FC Calon have taken even more land here in the northwest of Sierra Leone. Let's head back to our wheel and see where we're going to go next. We've not had a huge team for a while, again. We seem to go through a lull and then we'll get a few big ones. But we're going to India, and it's Kashmir FC. And Kashmir are going to go north and slightly to the west. So heading out of it, Africa and into Asia and Kashmir. So Rail Kashmir, so Kashmir FC is Rail Kashmir. They are currently in Pakistan. They beat both the Pakistan Navy and the Pakistan Army. So I've taken them off there, but they are going north, and that will take them up against Huma, Huma. So, as we've had so many times already in this series, an Indian side are facing off against a Pakistani side. I think they're pretty equal in terms of who's won the games. So I hesitate to say which way this is going to go, but it's Kashmir FC again, and they're taking on Huma. Kashmir have beaten 2 Pakistani sides already. I've already covered this, so never mind. Let's see who the favourite is. It is Kashmir, so we'll see if that holds them in good stead for this actual game. So here we go. Let's see if it's going to be Kashmir or Huma. It is Kashmir. They've won 5-0. So I think they scored 8 and 3 in the other games as well against the Pakistani sides. So northern Pakistani sides aren't very good, but the further down you go, apparently they get better. So, but Huma are a northern Pakistani side, and they have also lost now. So 5-0, 3-0 at half time. Mohamed Maqsood scored on the 11th and 13th minute. Stephanie Bailly scored on the 38th. And again, once it went into the second half on the 61st, after Henry Kiseka had scored on the 52nd. 5-0 altogether. Let's see if any of the Huma players are going to go across and join Kashmir. It's going to be just the one, and that one player will be Mustansir. I really should check over here first. Mustansir Nawaz. So Rail Kashmir have taken more land here at the north of Pakistan. The other side of Pakistan's northern region is obviously taken by Yenisei. So that could be an interesting matchup should it come to it. Let's go back to our wheel and see where we're heading next. And we're going to go to Ballatown in Wales. We've not been to Wales in a long time. Let's see which way they're heading. And they're going north slightly to the west, which means they are going to avoid, I think, anyway, I say relatively comfortably avoid any of the I was going to say English sides. Manchester United, essentially. There is not Wrexham, sorry, that's TNS there. Confusingly, Wrexham are in Wales, TNS are not, because their land crosses a border. It's confusing. Anyway, this is Ballatown, clearly. The giant one in the middle which says Bala. And if they're going north and slightly to the west, so directly north of them is Colwyn Bay, but it won't be that, it'll be Anglesey. Caernarfon, sorry, up here in the north west of Wales. So Ballatown versus Caernarfon for both sides from Wales. Ballatown are the favourites. They already won one game against Flint Town, sorry. And let's go into it. In we go. And it's a 1-0 win for Ballatown, separated by just the one goal penalty from Christian Norton, 76th minute. Bala were the better side in terms of stats anyway. Let's see if any of the Caernarfon players are going to go across and join them. It's going to be just the one, and that one player is going to be Ryan Sears. So Ballatown have taken more land here in Wales. They are the Welsh team to beat at the moment. As long as they don't go east, I think they'll be quite safe. Let's head over to our wheel, see where we're going to go next. And we're heading to Leiria. Portuguese. Why can't I speak Portuguese? Leiria. It's going to have to be that. I'm sorry for all you Portuguese speaking people, or just people who can pick up on languages. Either way, Leiria of Portugal are going to go northwest. So let's head over to Portugal, or down to Portugal as the case may be, from Wales, and try and find them. So this team in blue here is Lyria, and they're going north west. From the centre of their logo, that is taking them out of Portugal and Europe. So we will have to put the arrow on. So with them hitting Greenland, there's nothing else there. So we know that they don't hit Iceland on the European map, because Iceland is practically north of them. So if they're hitting Greenland, Greenland's not a country, if that makes sense. Do we give them Greenland as a region and give an upgrade? I like the idea of Greenland being one which can be taken, because it's a nice big chunk of land, so it might get attacked a few times and we might get some of those upgrades. So yeah, let's say Greenland is it is a region, isn't it? It's not autonomous. Is it? Let's not get into the politics of it. It's owned by Denmark, that's all I want to say. It is going to be now owned by Lyria. And I will have to learn how to say that. So yeah, we'll sort that out. So Lyria's top player is Ebue Kouassi, who is going to get a +1 to all his stats, and he will get them in 3, 2, 1, and voila. So he now looks a very interesting player to pick up. Ebue Kouassi has now had +1 to every single one of his stats. One of the things I noticed is every single stat I changed every time. It kept changing where it said Liga Portugal's side, team, outfit, and it just kept changing how it was said every single time I went to a different stat, and it was just putting me off in the corner of the eye up there. Up there. So let's go back to our wheel then, I guess, because Lyra have now got Greenland. So we'll keep them in there and we will spin again. Because we've not lost a team, we've still got more games to go. And we are going to get Egersund in Norway. Please don't just go straight for there. I don't know quite where they're situated, but if they end up going that way, they're going south, we'll be alright. So let's head over to Norway in obviously Europe. So Egersund are this yellow team here, and as they're going south, it's from the centre of their logo. Oh, it might be, Centre of their logo is the very tip of Odd's land down here, but it's got the slight westward tint. Does it still hit to the side here, or are we going to go down into the Netherlands? So looking at that, without putting the arrow line on, we're going down here, but I still think it's going to tip. Just catch the tip. Or is it? Yes, so it's just touching the tip of Odd Greenland's land, which means that it's going to be an all Norwegian match between Egersund, and Odd Greenland. They're not Odd Greenland anymore, are they? I can't remember. So we have Egersund versus Odd, both Norwegian second division sides. Odd, I'm assuming they're the favourites, just because they have already won a game, which helps. They beat Start. I did have a look at Odd, and they used to be Odd Greenland. I don't know if I've covered this in the last time they came up, but they used to be Odd Greenland until 2012. Now they're just Odd. And they actually are part of the, I did look it up, Club of Pioneers. So if we look here, the Club of Pioneers is the connects the oldest existing association football clubs from each country. It's not every country in the world, but there's a huge list of the oldest countries in order. So obviously Sheffield FC are the oldest. You got Wrexham, who I didn't realise were as old as they are. Queen's Park in Scotland. Blood Club in Denmark. But then I was looking down and we'd seen, I can't remember if someone put it in the comments about Bulgaria, Botov Plovdiv being the oldest Bulgarian side. I know someone mentioned something about a Bulgarian side, and it might have been them. I'm sorry, my brain's not with it. Genoa being the oldest Serie A side, Italian side, but Odd is here. Odd's BK 132 years they've been a football club. Just found it interesting. Anyway, they are the favourites, so into the game we go. Let's see, it's a 1-1 draw. Odd have won on penalties 5-4. So it was 0-0 after full time, after 90 minutes, despite Etzaz was saying missing a penalty after 4 minutes. That did not help. Odd, even though they absolutely dominated in terms of stats. It took until 7 minutes into extra time with Rafik Zeknini getting the goal for them. To give them the lead, and then Oscar Capscamo. Sorry, I was looking at that name while I was trying to explain that, thinking, how am I going to pronounce that? So Octa, see, this is the problem. Oscar Capscamo scored a penalty for Egersund in the 121st minute, a minute into the over the allotted time of the match, to equalise, send it to penalties, but they, unfortunately for them anyway, managed to miss one through Klepper. Hussein didn't take another penalty for Odd. I wonder if he didn't make it through the entire game, might have been brought off, though Capscamo scored his penalty in the actual shootout for Egersund, but it wasn't enough. 5-4 to Odd on penalties. Let's have a look if any of the Odd players are going to go. No, any of the Egersund players are going to go across to Odd. It's just going to be the one. You might notice there's a picture of me with my hand on my head. I think that might be the thumbnail for this one, I'm not sure. Or was it the last one? I can't remember. Sorry, I don't recall. Sorry, that one player from Egersund is going to be Franklin Nyenwetwe. So Odd have taken this area in the south of Norway, or more of this area in the south of Norway, should I say. Let's go back to our wheel and see where we're going to go. And it is just Beijing in China, and they are heading north, slightly to the west. So over to Asia. So this is Beijing, and they were going north, slightly to the west. Yeah, because that's where. Yeah. So they are actually going to go up against Deren in Mongolia. So Beijing of China versus Deren of Mongolia. I'm fairly certain that Beijing are going to be the favourites here. They are. So into the game we go. Like I say, Beijing, huge favourites, huge win. 6-1 to Beijing, and it was 2-1 at half time. A goal from Fabio Abreu on 16 minutes, and a Yu Dabao penalty on 35 gave Beijing a 2-0 lead before Michael Nagadui put through his own goal to make it 2-1 at half time. Into the second half, and Uros Spajik scored after 51 minutes, and then Yu Dabao got his second of the game on 60. That was after Gugu had scored on 57, sorry. So that made it 5-1. Then Deren lost a bit of composure. So Orkan Monk Orgil was sent off on 77, followed by Gantulka Regzedelham sent off also on 81 minutes, both for Deren, which left them with 9 men against Beijing's 10, already 5-1 down. And then Yenis Nico put the icing on the cake, and yeah, the 6th goal on the 95th minute. I was trying to think of something else to go there. Nothing else did. So let's see if any of the Devon players are going to go across and join Beijing. It's going to be just the one, I think. Yep, just the one. It was nearly 3. And that one is going to be Tony Soler. So Beijing have taken Deren's land in Mongolia here. I mean, they were almost surrounding it, but they've got the land there, and of course border Yenisei, as did Rail Kashmir all the way down in Pakistan and India, obviously. Just shows how much land Yenisei have, though in terms of blocks of land it's not much, and in terms of the actual teams they've got, players they've got, not much. So it would be interesting to see them come up against someone big, but then if they lose, then I'm going to go around and highlight all the rest of those bits of land. Anyway, back to the wheel, and we will see where we're going next. And it is Al-Jaish in Syria. Syria are on our list. It's another team we've managed to knock off our list. An Asian mainland side. So now we've got 8 mainland sides and 9 island sides still to go. 6 each in Asia and North America, 4 in Europe and just the 1 in Africa. That one in Africa is Eritrea, which we still haven't been to. But sorry, I got excited and completely thrown off my game. Syria out of the way, and well, not out of the way. We've only just gone there. We're going to see him a lot more before this game is through. So this yellow side here is Al-Jaish, and they were going south. It's southwest, but not west enough to leave Syria. So they're going to go up against Al-Wada, the Syrian version of Al-Wada. So our all-Syrian clash between Al-Jaish and Al-Wada. Al-Jaish are slight favourites going into this. And into the game we go. Let's see which way it goes. And it's Al-Wada who won 3-2. I almost said on aggregate over the course of the game. So Hamid Mido gave Al-Jaish the lead on 15 minutes before Maher Daboul equalised 31 minutes. A minute later, Al-Jaish took the lead again to Basil Mustafa, and that's how it was at half-time, 2-1 to Al-Jaish. In the second half, Mohamed Anas scored on the 57th minute and again on the 66th minute to give Al-Wada a 3-2 lead, and that's how it stayed until the end of the game. So let's see if any of the Al-Jaish players are going to go across and join Al-Wada. No players are going to go across, so it's just the land. So Al-Wada have taken the land here in the south of Syria. Let's head up to our wheel and see where we're going to go. Big team? No. All in capitals though. It's Meta, METTA in Latvia. And they are going to head towards the north, slightly to the east. So if we go to our European map, we go to Latvia. That M is a giveaway. Yep. So this mint green background for Meta, and they were going north, slightly to the east. Is it enough? Yeah, it's going to be enough. That is. We're going to have to take a look at the arrow. Yeah, it's definitely enough to go to the side. As you can see, the back of the things there, top of the arrows there. It's going to be Meta versus Alberts. We have Meta in the top division of Latvian football versus Alberts, who are in the second division of Latvian football. Meta, the favourites, on virtue of being a division higher, no doubt. And here we go. Can Meta win on? No, they can't. They've lost on penalties. So, Rendis Sibas gave Meta the lead on 35 minutes before Ricards Corzans equalised for Alberts in the second half on 73. Stayed that way all the way through extra time, well, to the end of the match, until through extra time, until it got to a penalty shootout, and Bai Kamara missed for Meta, which gave a 5-4 win for Alberts. Let's see if any of the Meta players are going to go and join Alberts. I have a feeling I kept Alberts in here because of the name. Because I didn't choose all of the second division in Latvia. I would have chosen, again, I think I mentioned this in an earlier one, I usually chose if a team was professional, in the smaller leagues anyway, because some of the leagues obviously have professional teams, semi-professional and amateur, especially when you go down a division in the smaller nations. So it would have been a case of, with these ones, I tended to look and saw if it was a professional club, I'd put them in there. Or if it was mainly made up of semi-professionals, if they were an amateur club, I'd ignore them and I'd put the semi-professionals in. You know what I mean? Just in that kind of like order. So I assume Alberts was one of the choices in that manner. But yeah, I do like the idea of a team called Alberts in there. Anyway, it's one player going across. I digress again and again and again. And that player is going to be Lamine Correa. So Alberts have taken this land now, the land of Meta, in Latvia. I was going to look up why they were called Alberts, but I didn't do it, unfortunately. If you know why they're called Alberts, let me know. I'm assuming it's not a place name in Latvia because it doesn't sound very Latvian to me. So let me know in the comments, obviously. Let's head over to our wheel. Sorry, I completely lost track of where I was then, because I was thinking about Alberts. And we're going to go to... I saw Independiente and I thought, oh, that's a big one. It's Bonaire. So it's not as big as we thought. I think that's Bonaire. And we've had that a few times though, haven't we? So I assume it is. And they're going southeast. Yep, east. So over to North America. And then it's Bonaire is the third one here. And so we need to find Independiente. It is this team here with the kind of like fuchsia colour. I'm just throwing out the colour names I know. And they are going south. Oh no. Alright. I don't know why I've done that, because we know that they're going to be heading off away from the North American tab. So if we look at our world tab, and Bonaire are the third one over here. So you saw on the North American map, they're all in a row. On the world map, they're not quite. But it is this one here. So they're going to go up against... that's a long name which doesn't fit on my screen. Universidad Central de Venezuela, or UCV. So, Independiente of Bonaire versus UCV of Venezuela. Obviously, UCV are going to be huge favourites here. They are. Let's see if that translates to the game. And then we go to the game. Let's see. It's a big win. 8-1 for UCV against Independiente of Bonaire. So, it was 5-0 at half time. 3 of them were by Edson Rivas, 2 from Samuel Sosa. Into the second half, Edson Rivas got his 4th of the game, and there was also goals for Kendry Mendoza and Aquiles Ocanto. Piet Brewers scored for Independiente when it was 6-0 to make it 6-1, but obviously that was the only shot on goal throughout the entire game. So let's see if any of the Independiente players are going to go across and join Bonaire. No, not Bonaire. UCV. It's going to be one player from Independiente. It's going to be Tom Pol. So UCV are now sitting comfortably in Bonaire. Now we go to our wheel for our last game of the episode. Can we get a huge team? I don't think we've ever had a huge team to end on, have we? And we're not going to get one now, are we? Damn it. SAB Spartans SC from Grenada. We'll spin the arrow before we have a look. They are going to go south. So this is SAB Spartans with the tan coloured background. And as they're going south, I think we're just going, mainly south, they will be going up against QPR of Grenada. So, SAB Spartans SC, so it just says SAB and I couldn't remember the other thing, I just had to check my other screen. SAB Spartans SC versus QPR, both teams from Grenada. This is another team with the name Rangers in it, which isn't Rangers from Scotland. I know they've still not turned up. Competition preview will show that QPR are the favourites. Into the match we head. Our last match of the game and the series, the episode. Really. It's a 1-0 win for QPR, and it was Brian Andrew who scored. Never trust a man with 2 first names. Ricky Charles, never trust a man with 2 first names, missed a penalty on 41, 4 minutes after Brian Andrew scored his goal. I wonder how many people actually do have 2 first names here. I'm not going to get into it, but Kelly Frank as well. Anyway, I digress. Let's see if any of the Sub-Spartans players are going to go across and join QPR. There's going to be 2. So the 2 players from Sub-Spartans are going to be the goalkeeper Casey Alexis, never trust someone with 2 first names, and Quintana Millet. Don't know if that's 2 first names. So QPR of Grenada, I know we said Grenada. QPR of Grenada have taken this land here of Sub-Spartans in the northeast corner of Grenada. QPR also is Queen's Park Rangers over there as well, so I assume they are fans of the Queen's Park Rangers of UK. Did they lose to Arsenal? My brain is working overtime on that. Yes, they did. So this is the only QPR left in the competition, as far as I know, anyway. So any QPR fans out there, here's your second team. So let's call it an end. I was going to say go back to the wheel then, but we've done our 30 teams. We did spin 31 times because that Portuguese side I can't pronounce have taken Greenland. So 30 more teams have gone out. We're racing through it, aren't we? To a point. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all the like, share, subscribes, etc. And thank you for doing them. If you haven't done them, please like, share, subscribe, etc. Comments are always good. I always like comments. It's fun. It makes me happy. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I never know how to end these, and I just end up blabbing on. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.